He's been a fairly inexperienced kid, or is it just something else, some rule that goes even deeper than that? 'Cause I guess it's an easy connection to make.
Yeah, it's the easy connection to make, and it's the good cop out for me, right? You know, I can hang my hat on that. Oh, we have young guys handling the basketball, and so they're turning it over. We do at least one, if not two, passing drills every day. We dummy our offense every day. We dummy our sets every day. We do a fast break drill every day to try and work on these situations that we find ourselves in. And we must not be coaching it very well, or not explaining it well enough, or stressing it, or doing something. We don't value the ball. And I think that's just part of who people are as a basketball player, regardless of what grade they're in. You know, because yeah, you can see maybe once or twice where if somebody drove it and maybe there's really good help defense because this is Division I basketball and not, you know, high school or junior college, you could say to yourself, okay, maybe he's not used to that happening. But when it happens game after game after game, it starts to be alarming, because you sit there and say, like, we've seen this before, we've watched this on film, coaches have pointed this out to me. And so we got to coach it better, I think, instead of take the bailout that, oh, they're young. You know, everybody wants to be playing right away. Everybody wants to be scoring right away. Everybody wants to know where they're going to get their shots at right away. And then anything bad that happens, they say, oh, but they're young. And so I don't think you can, if you're going to use it for the negative stuff, or if you're going to not use it for the positive stuff, I don't think you can use it for the negative stuff.
Do you hope this can finally get frustrated?
I've been hoping. I've been hoping, because I sure know there's a lot of frustration in the coach's office. I know there's, you know, certain guys that are frustrated. What I've been saying all week is everything's worth what you'll pay for it. Right? Everything's worth what you're willing to pay for it. So we're not willing to pay the price yet. You know, you know, I joke with our guys all the time because they have thousands of pairs of sneakers, and their big thing is trying to get the sneakers like before they come out. And all. I said, there's no like sneaker, there's no win hookup. Like there's no guy selling wins out of the back of a truck somewhere where you can get, you know, a connection to get it early. You got to earn it. You got to work for it. You got to pay the price. You got to pay the price in sweat. You got to pay the price in knowledge, in effort, in energy, in good decisions. But everything's worth what you're willing to pay for it. And we're not willing to pay for a win yet. And so we keep getting else.
You talked about making defensive breakdowns, having defensive breakdowns. What are some of the most common defensive breakdowns that you're seeing throughout the game?
You know, I don't know if there's I don't know if there's necessarily a one common thing. You know, I think it would be nice if we could just say, okay, this is the issue, and then just fix it. But unfortunately, because basketball is a multi-effort game and there's different layers to it, you know, you could say that posts are getting too deep post catches. But when you go back and you watch the film, the guards aren't taking the proper route to be able to eliminate some of those easy post passes. You could say that the ball's getting to the high post too easy, and then they're kicking out for shots. Sometimes that's because they got a 6'9" guy in there and they're throwing it up high, and we're not disciplined enough to bounce out on the catch, and we get greedy and undisciplined, like Marquise got his 4th foul trying to steal the ball from Will Regan. You know what, Keith, I'll give you 10 chances. You're probably not going. You might get that 1 out of 10 times. But if you do what you're supposed to and you bounce out quickly, we might be able to, 1, not have you get a foul, and 2, be able to take away the next option that most teams look at when the ball goes to the high post. I'd say the biggest thing that really hurts us, and it might not even be it's not necessarily a technical thing, it's we don't talk about anything. Maybe if I can figure out a way to adhere their cell phones to each other and they can text each other the entire game, we might get some better communication, but we don't talk. We don't talk. And so in the game of basketball, where there's so many moving parts, guys get screened and have no idea it's coming. Guys are moving from area to area, and no one wants to tell their teammate that guy moved. And so we find ourselves in difficult positions, and I think if we would just talk about a lot of this stuff, I think we'd simplify a lot of it. but our lack of communication certainly creates confusion for us.
Mini 10 and 10, is that encouraging?
Yeah, it is. And, I think Elijah's a guy who wants to play, and he wants to play more. And so the last few days we've had some conversations about what he can do to play more. And one of them was, play harder and compete in practice so you can prepare yourself to go on the floor and do some of the things he did today. Like, he had 6 defensive rebounds coming into today in 114 minutes. Somehow he got 7 in 26. Not sure that we hit him with a magic wand and said, hey, you're going to be able to rebound today. Just seems like he put forth a little more effort than he had previously. And like I told him after the handshake line, if you can come Tuesday and bring the same kind of effort, you're going to continue to improve and help us more and more and more. And you're going to build more trust with your teammates. You're going to build more trust with the coaches. And now you'll be able to be in situations where we believe you're going to try and do the absolute best with the absolute most energy.
Yeah, we talked about frustration a little bit earlier. I guess more than hit on that play with Lucky there with 2 minutes left. Was that kind of what you noticed there? Was just kind of an overall sort of sense of frustration, that's kind of frustration foul, I guess.
Yeah, I hate that play. I can't stand that play. I think that's such a how I phrase this, because Lucky's one of our, he's a warrior, and he's very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. But you still have to have control of your emotions, and I think that that's a play that's made by guys who are immature, and I think you see those kinds of situations occur with losing teams. I really do. And in my basketball experience, it's the team that's getting embarrassed on the floor wants to try and create some type of controversy or react so quickly to, a little bit of action. If we're up 16, Lucky walks away from that and doesn't even blink. Because you say, all right, you're losing. And so, I said, guess what? I said, they have the right to say whatever they want because they won the game. The right to do whatever they want. They won the game. We didn't take care of our business. It's the price you pay for it, not taking care of your business. And if you don't like it, work harder. If you don't like it, win the game. If you don't like it, toughen up. I can't stand that. I really can't. And I don't want to. I try not to carry myself that way. It's sometimes easy when you're down to start yelling and screaming at the refs, but it's not the refs' fault. It's not the refs' fault. And so you gotta, hold the mirror up and evaluate yourself.
No David Apple on today.
Some back spasms. He had some back when he went down on Tuesday in the Youngstown State game. I guess he kind of tweaked his back. So he's been having some back spasms. He tried to warm up and couldn't really go, so he was unable to play.
Kinsey hurt his toe.
Kinsey has turf toe. Should I just say lower leg injury? And I think he was Friday. He landed on it pretty hard. Came down on a rebound, and I think it kind of flared up on him a little bit. And then warmed up today and thought he could give it a go, and I think he banged it a couple times pretty hard, and made it really uncomfortable for him. But I was glad he tried to give it a go, but you could tell he was limited in some of his ability to move out there, and we'll address that as we move forward.
Any other questions? Go.